Hi, it's Mimoto, and I am back with the PGO Trio recap season 1.
I actually did not stalk Percy. He just happened to be there.
She was just
Oh
standing.
my gosh. So this is when she dyed her hair. Someone told me that in my comment. This is so cute, such a cute brown. Compliments her skin tone a
over
lot.
and watching out for him.
And following him around.
I was actually
camp
being a
after he wakes up.
protector since somebody couldn't protect him. So like,
Bye. Not the shade to Grover. Where were you, Grover, in season 1? You right. Wait, hold on. She might be on
Brought him to
something.
camp.
the car. So however,
Real.
what was the question? Hey guys.
Girl, every interview, what was the question?
The cast of Percy Jackson, the Olympians.
And we're here to catch you up in season 1.
Ahead of season 2.
Okay, the guys look snazzy also. I'm not going to lie. I really like Arian's
Previously on Percy
shirt.
Jackson and the Olympians.
Perseus.
Not previously.
That's me.
That's who you're named after.
Because he was a hero?
It's you.
Because he was brave and kind and against all odds, he managed to find his way to a happy ending.
Yes.
Percy Jackson and the Olympians is basically a show about Percy Jackson, the demigod.
And
Yeah.
about a world full of demigods and creatures from Greek mythology.
And it's also about a family
Love it.
that goes on a quest together to fight so everyone can have freedom and have peace.
Before Percy
Yes, fam. I love that she said family because literally that's what they are now. Like,
he knows he's a demigod. I mean, he's just being bullied at school, picked on. I mean, for so many reasons.
Not so many
Even
reasons.
outside of the demigod stuff. But no, he starts imagining things, and he's been kicked out of school system after school system, and he never really fits in with any groups. And then he gets to Yancey Academy,
And he finds Grover.
and he finds Grover.
Yes.
So they're on a field trip, and Electo shows up, and Percy doesn't really, I mean, this has happened before, but there's, you know, they've never really interacted with him like this. Mr. Brunner has given him his pen before, told him it's like a mighty tool.
So Electo is
Yeah, he was confused. He's like, why are you giving me a pen? You know I'm dyslexic. What was you trying to say? real.
is Percy and Grover's crank.
It's like a mighty tool.
So Electo is Percy and Grover's cranky algebra teacher.
Yeah.
But when she turns into a monster, she's Electo, one of the three Furies. And they're basically servants of Hades. And she had been there kind of sensing that there was a demigod. But the thing that clued her into Percy being a demigod specifically, he accidentally pushes Nancy Boba
yeah,
Fett,
she's
his
like, oh.
main bully, into the fountain.
She deserved, well deserved. He should have whacked it again for me because, girl, what was you doing, Miss Bobo?
Without actually touching
That's
her.
such a
Exactly.
wild name.
But,
What was going through Rick's head when he said, yeah, let's name her Nancy Bobo Fett? What is the story behind that name?
Electo charges at me, and I fall on the ground, and I think I'm about to die, and then I look down, and Riptide, it's a sword, and I killed Electo.
Yeah.
And then I kind of
Kapoosh.
pass out for a second. When I wake up, it's a pen again, and my entire class is standing around me. Grover
I hope they do this for season 2 when they recap when the season 3 comes out.
obviously saw everything that happened because he's a satyr, and you know he can see through the mist. The mist is like it's a veil that covers stuff from like the Greek world from like
Yeah.
mortals' eyes.
Percy's first encounter with the monster, I feel like that's when he truly felt like he was a huge outsider, especially because, you know, like everyone saw him fall, everyone saw his panic, and they just thought that he was just like a kid that didn't know what to do or was just scared for no reason.
Yeah, and then Grover basically sells me out. He's a good friend, and
The best.
I go home to my mom, and you know, and that's when she surprises me with the trip to Montauk. Percy goes to the Montauk cabin. It's raining. He kind of like opens up to his mom.
I low-key kind of need this recap though, I'm not gonna lie. Season 1 was how long ago, guys?
He doesn't understand what's going on with himself. He thinks he's going crazy, and she basically sits him down and tells him like, you know, everything about how Greek mythology is real and how he's a demigod and his dad is a god.
The
And
stories
he thinks his mom is losing, then she's on a little drug, a substance.
that I have told you about Greek gods and heroes and monsters, they are real.
Mom.
In those
Yeah.
stories, I have told you about how gods and mortals would sometimes have
Mom,
children
please
together,
stop.
children called
Mom.
demigods, and sometimes they are known
He did not want to
as
hear it.
half-bloods.
He was like, are you trying to make me feel better because you think I'm going crazy or because all these things I'm seeing? Like, he thought she was lying.
Now he thinks that she's going crazy too.
Yeah.
And then, you know, he's kind of not friends with Grover anymore after what he did. They hear a knock on the door. They go and open it up, and unfortunately, Grover is standing at the door.
Thanks.
They let him in, and he doesn't
And that's
really.
the main surprise?
That's the main surprise. You know.
That's the only thing that's different about
No,
Grover.
for
He
real.
hasn't seen Grover in so long.
That's the
It's
only
so
thing he
weird to
saw.
see. He also has like goat legs.
Yeah.
Not a big deal.
That's a non-factor.
But she sees them too, like my mom sees them. I'm not going crazy. He has goat legs. So they get into their car, they start driving, and you know, on the way, Grover explains Camp Half-Blood. It's camp for
Yep.
demigods like him. On the way, they get a little surprise visit from the Minotaur.
Yeah.
Surprise. Woo. Girl, for real. The Minotaur was like, "Girl, you trying me with this car, girl? Let me show you your real power." Hold on now.
Wait, let's rewind. So Grover at Yancey Academy has been teaching Percy about the different Greek monsters through this game called Mythomagic. And it's this game that they kind of
Okay.
play. It's like D&D. And one of the cards that they focus on, well, foreshadowing, is the Minotaur. And that's what
Yeah.
Grover had been warning Sally about. Something big was coming, something dangerous. And it turns out to be the Minotaur. And it's one of the first monsters that Percy really recognizes and kind of comprehends after he's learned about this world.
Yeah.
And that's their
He was
big,
like, "Wait."
their first.
I think that really kind of woke him up. Like, hold on. Y'all online. This is real. What is this big brolic man thing bull coming at me? Real. It would woke me up too.
big monster encounter.
And then my mom dies, and
Come on.
not awesome.
Not the dramaticism of it all. What do you mean mom dies?
Percy gets a little bit upset, and
A little
he
bit?
decides it's a really good idea to fight the Minotaur. And
Yeah.
he just drops Grover, who can't walk well, behind a rock and leaves him. And he pulls out Riptide, and he charges the
Start
Minotaur,
fighting.
and he defeats the Minotaur, and he ends up passing out.
Well, he's got the reign to his advantage. That's kind of, he's fighting on his home turf at that point, I think.
No, literally.
He wakes up in the infirmary. He talks to Grover, and you know he's not very happy with him. He goes and tries to look for his dad because you know he's at camp. He expects, you know, it's a camp for demigods. You know,
He's like, "Wait,
he
my
thinks the
daddy
gods
here?"
were there. And then he meets Mr. D.
First real god you meet
Is
is Mr. D.
Yeah.
Dionysus.
Terrible
And then
one
he
to meet.
meets Mr. Brunner, who is not actually Mr. Brunner. He's Chiron, and he's a centaur.
Percy.
Mr. Bruner?
Mr. Bruner's real name is Chiron. Camp Activities Director, Immortal Trainer of Heroes.
Immortal Trainer here.
Camp Activities Director, Immortal Trainer of Heroes.
He gave us a whole
Thank
breakdown.
you. I'll take it from here.
He goes into camp, you know, he's introduced to like Camp Half-Blood and, you know, all of the kids in like their orange Camp Half-Blood t-shirts and
Yes, I want one of those
the
shirts.
cabins. He
I
meets
love
Luke
orange.
Castellan. Luke kind of he takes it from there and
He
shows
takes
him
him
around
under his
camp.
wing.
Exactly, takes him under his wing a little bit. And
You got taken under the
then he
wing
meets-
by the craziest person ever. It's kind of crazy when you think about it. Like, you thought it was about to be such a lovey bro type of bond, and no, this man turns out to be crazy and a killer. Wow. See, you never know people. Don't trust people
Clarice. And Clarice is not very nice to him.
at all. She was mean.
Every new kid shows up here and they think they're special.
But she respects Luke because of glory, which is a big theme throughout the show. They have this whole talk about how the gods claim you when you've earned enough glory, like when they think you deserve to be claimed.
Yeah.
So, you know, Luke and him bond and start trying to find something that he's good at.
The parent of Luke Castellan is Hermes, the god of traveling and messenger. Clarice's parent is Ares, the god of war.
Yes. Okay, little
Now,
breakdown. This is really cute. I love this.
However, the reason why Percy has to stay in the Hermes cabin as of right now before he gets claimed is because Hermes cabin is the cabin where he holds claimed and unclaimed children. So at the time when Percy first gets to camp, obviously he's unclaimed, so he stays
Yeah.
there. And then once he gets claimed, obviously he is single amongst the, you know, like,
He's single.
You
yeah,
single.
not that type.
Not that type, girl. She said, that's Annabelle's man. Real.
Demigod's watching.
He's the only child as of right now in Poseidon's, you know, cabin.
As of season 1.
As of season 1. Annabeth is
Okay, so
the
there's gonna be more that
daughter of
joins.
Athena.
I know Tyson's in there now. Ooh, I wonder who else.
cabins.
As of season 1.
As of season 1. Annabeth is the daughter of Athena, who
Yes.
is the goddess of wisdom and battle strategy. That's why I'm so smart. Hello.
Literally.
Annabeth's first encounter with
smartest.
Percy was obviously in the infirmary. She was, obviously there's a new kid coming in. She got to see who it is. She got to be
She's
smart
nosy.
and make sure that she has her guard up because he could
Nosy.
be like some person that's like dangerous,
Listen. Percy.
Then the
I'm
push.
sorry. Annabeth pushes him into the water.
She enjoyed that scene too much.
And all of Percy's his wounds that he first had from the fight starts to heal, and he's like, I don't understand. And there's this huge trident above Percy's head, which means that he has been claimed by Poseidon, Earthshaker, Stormbreaker, Percy Jackson. Your dad's calling.
That's
You have been
right.
claimed by Poseidon.
I love the scenes when when the kids get claimed. Something about it's just so I don't know, dramatic. I just like it.
Stormbringer. Percy Jackson. Son of Poseidon.
Yeah.
After he gets claimed, Chiron tasks him with his first quest, which is what Annabeth was waiting for as well, to recover the Master
Literally.
Bolt, which is Zeus's primary weapon, the thing that controls lightning storms, and it's been stolen. And everyone blames Percy for it because after World War II, I think, all the gods made a pact not to have any children because they were getting too powerful.
Yeah.
So Percy shouldn't even
That
be.
was the fake reason.
That was a fake reason.
Oh.
But Percy shouldn't even be alive, and so Zeus blames him and thinks he stole the bolt and thinks Poseidon just claimed him to protect him. And so Grover, Annabeth, and Percy all set off on this quest to retrieve the Master Bolt by the solstice, which is the deadline that Zeus is given before he just starts going to war with Poseidon. Oh yeah, surprise, Sally's not
boxing.
actually dead. She with Poseidon. Oh yeah, surprise, Sally's not actually dead.
Not surprised.
Thank God. Thank God. Yeah. She's in the underworld, and Grover tells Percy, after talking with the Council of Cloven Elders, Grover tells Percy that Hades can actually steal someone's soul before they die and kind of keep them hostage in the underworld before letting them go to the fields of Asphodel.
Okay.
And he's keeping Sally
Hostage.
which is what is Percy's real motivation for going on this quest. He doesn't care about the solstice or the bolt or anything
At
like
all,
that.
of course.
Oracle-based.
Percy has a heart. He's all emotions, if anything. Come on now. You think he care about some materialistic bullcrap? I don't care about this boat. I want to think about mama. Real.
Basically gives him the quest. The Oracle used to be, it's the spirit of Delphi.
Do you remember the prophecy? Like the full thing?
You shall go west to face the god who has turned.
And you shall find what was stolen and see it safely returned.
Foreshadowing. So the first monsters, I think the first monsters that we encounter are the Furies again on the bus. This time we meet all of them, not just Electo. Spoiler, monsters can regenerate, which is awful for us.
Yeah, literally, it's so stupid.
And we see them on the bus, and this is the first
I don't know what power we have to use to kill them for good. Because why are you back?
time we get
She
to see
irritated me.
Annabeth
She was hunting these kids down. Like, girl, move.
fight as well. Awful for us. And we see them on the bus, and this is the first time we get to see Annabeth fight as well. We get to see her training
Those
and
nasty
everything that she's
wings.
been working for to go on this quest pay off. She kind of leads us out of danger on that one.
She
And
does it a
we
lot.
take down the
That one, you mean multiple times?
Furies, and we set off by foot. We take a bus, and they're on there, so we have to leave.
We then run into Medusa. She kind of tells us who she is up front. We end up having to cut her head off, and we mail it to Olympus, and the gods aren't very happy about it. So a new monster starts tracking us. Her name is Echidna.
You should run
Mother
now.
of monsters.
She's tracking us down, and Annabeth has a great idea to go to Athena's temple, or one of the many temples made in Athena's name, in honor of Athena. We show up, and
course.
we think, okay, Athena's gonna protect us here.
Leo, what's
I
the
was just very confused to why they thought that. Like, especially Annabeth. Like, girl, you know your mama, and you know she barely talked to you. Why would you think she's about to come protect y'all? No shade, girl.
Where do we go?
We go to the St. Louis Arch. As we're actually
go with the
running away
accent.
from a kid now, and we're like spraying, like we're putting all that water in his
yeah.
face and stuff.
Percy got poisoned.
Yeah, he got poisoned. As I'm walking away, I'm a little bit behind, and I start to hear like this thing. You don't hear what they're saying, but it's like a noise. And basically what she's saying to me is that my impertinence wounded my mother's pride and that will be my doom. So basically she's saying that like what I did with Medusa's head is gonna fail us when we get to the top. So once we get to the top, she can't help him anymore. So we just run out of ideas and stuff. I said I was gonna sacrifice myself so Percy can go down to the water and save himself, but he ends up fooling me, giving me riptide, like he was like, here, take the thing, and he's gonna give it to me, and I was gonna fight.
When Percy's in the water, we think he's dead. We see the Fates for the first time. This is our first introduction to them.
Yes.
And we see them cut someone's lifeline, I think.
Yeah,
And they
because
cut
pieces there.
strings.
So we assume that that's
Symbolizing his
Percy,
life.
and we think he's just kicked the bucket. And so now we have to carry this quest on our backs without him. But as we get to the people,
I don't know. Season 1 was just such a time. It was just, I don't know. Can I use the word I'm nostalgic from it? Just a bit.
here, or the docks, he climbs up on out of the water because he jumped out of the arch into the river.
You jumped or you fell?
I fell, but
And then the water caught
Yeah, like the water sprayed out and caught him because, sir, that arch is not nowhere over the river.
yeah, we show up in Vegas.
Yep. And Ares gives us transport there after you guys complete a little quest for him.
We show up to the Lotus Casino, and
Yeah, it's
we're
Lotus
looking for
Casino.
Hermes now.
We need information.
We need information. We need a way into the
I'm a foodie, so I would have been stuck there. All he had to do was offer me one snack. Oh, yeah, I'll take one. I'm stuck.
underworld. I need to talk to my dad. We find him, and Grover also finds an old friend of his.
I find an old friend of mine, an old satyr I used to know. Turns out his old satyr friend was under the influence of the casino the entire time, and Grover finds out that they pumped it into the air. But not before Grover falls under the spell too, and he starts.
Isn't that different from the books, I believe? Because I remember when I watched the movie, the casino scene came on, they ate food, right? And that's how they got trapped there. It wasn't in the air. Let me know if I'm wrong in the comments down below.
having these really vivid hallucinations about Pan. So now we only have 2 days because the solstice was a week away. We had a week to complete this quest. Now we only have 1 or 2 days to finish it.
Exactly.
And
I
so
need
we
snap,
Hermes.
snap.
He gives us the keys to his cab. We get in the cab, and Percy needs to talk to his father, and he gets us these pearls.
Y'all should address Percy had to drive the cab. We almost died.
Gives us the keys to his cab. We get in the cab, and Percy needs to talk to his father, and he gets us these pearls, which can grant us safe transport from the underworld.
We walk into Mr. P's place.
Krusty's waterbed
Krusty's-
shop.
Yeah. After that, he says please join one of the waterbeds. Percy says, no, you first. We push him into the bed, we lock him in, and now he's stuck. We go into the back door where the
Literally.
underworld is, and now we are in the main place where everyone is in line to basically go into the underworld.
And so now the decision is
Who's going to stay behind? So
who's
Sally-
going to stay in the underworld.
Grover decides that he's the one meant to stay back.
Yeah, well, everyone kind of has their own reason for wanting to stay behind and sacrifice themselves. We leave Annabeth behind. They end up accidentally
leave Annabeth behind.
stumbling upon the entrance to Tartarus. And Ares gave us a backpack pretty early on. And it had supplies and extra clothes. Luke
Yeah.
gives me a pair of shoes that his dad gave him, right? And they're like they have little wings on them. We give him the Grover.
Yeah, he set you up, and I feel like Hermes has something to do with it. There's too many coincidences that I'm noticing with each season, and Hermes is also helping his child. Girl, Percy, in this season, let's not listen to Hermes, please. Hermes is setting us up. He care about his son.
They use him to defeat Medusa.
When we get to Tartarus and it opens up, the shoes pick Grover up and he can't command them and start dragging him down into Tartarus. We end up being able to have Grover slip his hooves out of the shoe because they weren't fully in there.
So the reason Hades kept Sally hostage instead of just letting her pass was because he thought Percy had also stolen the Helm of Darkness, which lets you turn completely undetectable.
We end up having to leave Percy's mother in the underworld, and Percy and Grover use their pearls to get back, and they end up on Montauk Beach, and Annabeth's already there, and Ares is staring them down.
When we get to Montauk Beach, we realize the first line of the prophecy wasn't about Hades, it was about Ares.
Yep.
Kronos had been kind of speaking to his insecurities, and Kronos convinced Ares to steal the Helm of Darkness and to help him and his associates steal the Master Bowl.
That's crazy that Kronos can get in people's head that easily. Like, when you really think about it, a lot of these kids specifically have to have really strong willpower for him to not manipulate them the way he does others. Because look at Percy. He's been trying to get in Percy's head for the longest. And Percy's been fighting. That's a lot of willpower. Like, wow. Because look at grown old Ares. He got sucked into it like nothing. That's crazy.
He ends up having to fight Ares.
Yep.
You know, he kind of uses something that Luke taught him pretty early on. One of the rules of single combat. Percy basically says, okay, if you win, you get the helm and the bolt, you get everything, you win. But if I win, if I draw blood, then you give me the bolt and you give us the helm. They walk back into the cabin, you know, because there's a light on, and when they get in there, Alecto is there, Mrs. Dodds, in her human form, and she takes the helm back. And then at the very end, Percy gets his mom back.
Well, there's stuff in between that. So after they get to the cabin,
At the very end, Percy get his mom back. Okay, we done. Y'all was about to say that's a little bit more. What's going on?
Percy decides that he's going to take the bolt up to Olympus, and Annabeth strongly advises him against that because Zeus has a death wish for Percy.
Literally.
Again, because he thinks he stole the boat, and also he's not supposed to be alive, technically. So we all say our farewells. We don't know what's going to happen to Percy. He goes up to Olympus for the very first time. So Mount Olympus is above the Empire State Building, and it's on the 600th floor. It kind of moves wherever the center of humanity is. So Percy rides up the Empire State Building elevator, gets to the 600th floor, and he sees Olympus for the first time. He goes to talk to
Zeus
Zeus.
just chilling.
But Zeus doesn't call off the war. He decides that no matter what, this is happening.
Yeah, he
And
wanted
it turns out
this.
that he just wanted to start a war against Poseidon regardless. And he's about to eradicate Percy with the bolt that Percy brought him, and that's when Percy's dad,
Literally.
Poseidon.
Like, sir, I could have kept this boat for myself. Let's be clear. You're lucky I don't care about stuff like this. I could have took this and ran and never looked back.
Steps in and willingly surrenders and concedes and says, "You've won this war. Just let my son live."
Beautiful.
Beautiful moment.
Yes.
So we
that was
get
a
back to
father.
camp. Percy comes back down from Olympus. Everyone is clapping for him. They're proud of him. We have a talk in Hermes' cabin, and we're basically having a plan to put Clarice basically in like a, I don't know, like ban her, or like a camp jail or something.
The entire time we think,
Oh,
Yeah,
we didn't
yeah.
talk about that.
Yeah. So they get to the end, and you know, there's fireworks shooting, and Luke was like, "I want to show you something" to Percy. Percy starts to realize, as when Luke is talking, that he's starting to say things that are not making as much sense, or things that seem like he kind of planned it for all this bad stuff to happen.
Yeah.
Percy starts to talk about the prophecy, and at the end he says, "You shall be betrayed by someone who calls you a friend." And then that's when they get into this fight.
Yeah.
And then Percy's like, I want to show you something. He starts opening up this portal
It's got
to basically
juicy.
take them where Kronos is. That's when they figure out that Percy is in danger and he needs to get out of the situation. They have their fight, and right when Luke is about to, you know, end Percy's life, there's a like dagger that
Luke
just
never
comes super
cared.
fast at Luke. He deflects it, and I
He was ready to kill him right there.
take my hat off, and I'm there.
I heard everything.
And Annabeth is just devastated because she saw that Luke has betrayed the whole family, and we find out that he is the main betrayer.
So after that all goes down and Luke leaves camp for good, everything kind of resolves and we do get a bit of a happy ever after. Grover's quest this entire season has been to get a searcher's license. That's why he was
Yeah.
assigned to protect Percy and get him to camp. Every satyr, their kind of main goal in life is to search for Pan, and you need to protect like a certain number of demigods to show that you're ready for that. And he finally gets his approval to start his quest for Pan from the Council of Cloven Elders, which is what he does between seasons 1 and 2, and that's the start of season 2. And Annabeth reveals that she wants to go back home to her human family. She has spent most of her life at camp. She ran away
Literally.
from home when she was very young. And she reveals, after spending time with Percy, he's almost convinced her to go back and try
Another
and
chance. Yeah.
balance. Give it another try to balance these two parts of her life. She wants to go to Disneyland, experience like roller coasters.
I don't think she wanted to do all that. I think she wanted to go back to see her daddy, if anything. All the extra stuff was sauce that Percy wanted her to do. And she was like, girl, I'll try, I guess. But yeah.
First time.
watch a movie.
Watch a movie. It's a really touching moment before we all split ways and we make
Aw,
a pact
so
to return there
young.
next summer.
So
Percy
tiny.
returns to the Montauk house. He's looking for his mother. She's not there. It's a little bit confusing because there's a scene of Percy walking back to the cabin, and then it cuts to him, you know, entering the cabin and walking inside, and she's not there. When Percy figures out that something's wrong, the lights go out and the front door opens again.
She was like, "It's time for you to wake up." And then like she disappears, and then Cronus is behind him.
And there's a weird, dark figure with
Just
a lantern.
creepy.
And it's Kronos. And then Percy realizes, okay, this is a dream. And Kronos basically gives him a threat.
Come find me.
Look at Percy.
My
Look at Percy Jackson just giving all the sassy energy. He was not even scared. Like, look at you, so tiny and young. You not scared of this little demon thingy, whatever he is, Titan, I guess.
Your survival is the key to my return.
For the first time, Percy kind of like
I
welcomes
would have
the
been
challenge.
scared.
Then he actually wakes up and it's
Yeah, I would have forced myself
his
to woke
mother.
up. I'm not dealing with that thing.
And then, you know, he has a dream. She pulls out her notebook. He tells her about it a little bit. And she asks what Kronos says. And then, you know, he tells her that Kronos told him to tell his mom how much he missed her and loved her. Yeah.
Lied to that
then
lady.
That kind of is where
That's how we wrap it up. This is so cute. I like that they did it like this. I really hope for the recap of season 2, we get something similar to this as well. Maybe where, you know, more of the cast members. That would be so cute. Yeah, it gives a little 1-2 breakdown with a little personality. I like that. Just love watching the trio. Like, it's something about just seeing season 1 that just warms my heart. Like, it's so nostalgic now. Like, that's just crazy to say, but it is. It's just, I get such warmth inside when I see those scenes. Like, it was such a time. Let me know what you guys think about this reaction down below. Hit the like button if you enjoyed this reaction. That's all about the Q&A post. See you guys next one. Bye.